What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther, back on a video, and today's video is actually My Hero Academia. Well, technically it's season 4, episode 87, but if you do it by the seasons, it's like season 4, episode 24. It depends how it's viewed and stuff like that. But anyway, this is the Japanese Billboard video, and this is my first time doing a My Hero Academia episode review, so kind of give me a little bit more leeway. I'm gonna just kind of give you my quick thoughts about it. I'm not gonna just try to drag it out too long, but I'm gonna do this episode and then do the next one that comes out next week, and I'm gonna do that, and that's probably it. And I'll still keep doing My Hero Academia chapters and stuff like that. Now, if it gets boring and stuff like that, I just won't be reviewing the chapters if it gets really boring and stale, if it drags on and stuff like that. So anyway, this is what it is. So we're about to get into it right now. So what happens in the episode is that what happens with Eri is that she can't stay in the hospital no more, and it shows you that the teachers and the third year class students, they're going to be taking care of her instead of her going to an orphanage and stuff like that. And the people that could take care of her, one of them is in a hospital in a coma, so he can't take care of her. And they're pretty much, the school is going to take care of Eri because they don't want her power to go berserk and go crazy berserk and cause all this chaos and destruction. They rather have the school watch over her and let her stay than her go into an orphanage and then something bad happens and it causes her powers go crazy and berserk and stuff like that. And Deku in class UA is pretty much like, yo, we should stay and babysit, stuff like that. And they're like, no, we got this. And pretty much that's pretty much the first part of the episode, so that's pretty much done. Then we get to the second part where they show us the Pussycats, and the Pussycats, I guess, were they were heroes and stuff like that, but then they got their powers taken from One for All. Yeah, One for All. I'm trying to remember the exact villain name. It's like a One for All. One for All. Yeah, I remember the villain One for All. He steals quirks and stuff like that. So they can't really use their quirk, like the Pussycat cast. They can't use their powers, but they said we're just gonna help like office work wise and stuff like that. And their ranking was like number 32, but now they're like 411. So because now their powers are taken and they can't be useful, but they said we're going to help in the offices and do phone work and stuff like that. And everyone else is pretty much talking and chatting. And then we get to the other part where they finally show us the Japanese Billboard, like the top 10 hero rankings, because now All Might is retired. They need a new number one or a new symbol of peace or icon and stuff like that. And again, they showed us, pretty much everyone's excited. They're cheering and stuff like that. Everyone's excited, but trying to remember exactly what happened. So when it came to the Japanese top 10 Billboard, so you have it where the people and I guess the society, they vote on the heroes that they think have contribute to society and who have done the most work to be in the top 10 hero rankings when it comes to being the number one and stuff like that. So what we get with number one, well, at least the top 10, I can't remember every single one of their names because I can't, number 8 is Wash, then you have the top, the chick who's the dragon, then you have Woods and number 7, then you have number 4 Edwood, the ninja guy, whatever, and then you have the other guy for number 3 where he's absent, so he can't be there because I guess he's doing missions and stuff like that. And then we're just getting into number 2 is Hawks, and then number 1 is the number 1 hero. I guess he was temporary. He is now the number 1 hero in Denver, and they pretty much talking. They show you the top 10. The top 10 heroes that are on the stage. They pretty much interviewing them, saying this and that, how do you feel? And of course they get emotional. Then you have dude Cress, who's number 6, who's crying, emotional, and he's like, oh, I can't wait to do this and that. Hawks is just like, F all this. He just grabs the mic and says, listen, the time of the hero icon, stuff like that he's pretty much telling everyone know that that era's over. This is what it is. You know what I mean? This whole symbol of peace crap, this is pretty much done. He's being pretty cocky and flexing his muscles. He's letting you know this is the real business. It's not like, superhero. They are superheroes, but he's letting you know is that things are serious. It's not going to be where it's happy, happy, joy, joy all the time. And he's just keeping it 100 while being an arrogant prick and an asshole, kind of. And then he pretty much gives the whole entire stage and spotlight to Endeavor. And he's just like, break a leg, pretty much, And then Endeavor pretty much, he doesn't have the same personality or the same type of like charisma as Hawks. So he pretty much just says like, just watch me and you will see what I can do and stuff like that. And that's pretty much the end of the Japanese billboard thing. And then Hawks and Endeavor, they're arguing and stuff like that. And Endeavor is just like, you're trying to make fun of me. And then he's like, no, not really. Where he's just like, no, I want you to be the number one hero. I don't want to be the number one hero. I'd rather be in a lower ranking. And then already you're kind of like, Hawks is already kind of suspect. You feel me? Like where you're just like, he seems kind of shady. Like why, if you have this personality and you're the top character, you're 18, breaking all these records, and you're like the fastest, strongest, youngest hero, like at 22. Endeavor's like, wouldn't you want to be number one? He's like, nah, hell no. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I want to have freedom. I don't want to be where everybody's watching out what I'm doing, what I can do, and stuff like that. I like to move around in the shadows. And you're just like, really? And he says, yo, I'd rather you be number one and I be at the bottom because I don't want to deal with all the spotlight in the press. You like being number one. And, I'm going to do my best to team up with you and get you to that number one and make sure you take that title for a very, very long time. And I'm willing to aid and help you. So, I'm going to be a producer and you'll be the star. So pretty much, that's pretty much what he's saying. And of course, after they talk at a locker room, they start, talking, do the streets. And then, of course, they have a couple of crimes. Endeavor's just using his feathers to help everybody. And of course, they're walking, him and Endeavor are walking. And then the people are like, oh my God, Hawks, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, all the fangirls and fanboys and everybody like that is excited to see Hawks. Then you have this one kid, I guess, who really looks up to Endeavor. He pretty much reaches out to his hand and says, like, you want an autograph? And of course the kid is like, oh, hell no. Because I guess, Endeavor is kind of like an asshole. And he's like, well, Endeavor is getting too soft, and the kid didn't like him. Like, it was kind of like, it's kind of like you wanted attention from him, but then you don't. So he just ran and cried. And then, Hawks is laughing when they went to get food and stuff like that, where they're talking about how, he's pretty much saying that, well, Endeavor, it's funny how, you deal with people and stuff like that. And then they start talking about Namus, the big monsters that attack the school and stuff like that. So they start talking about that, talking about how there's rumors, how they're possibly attacking my hometown and stuff like that. And of course, Dabi, they show you scenes of Dabi. He's letting the other Namu pretty much release an other monster, so I guess it can come and attack and cause chaos. And then Hawks and Endeavor are talking, and he's talking about, pretty much what I said before, was pretty much saying, I don't want to be in the spotlight. I'd rather be in the backseat, the producer. And they start talking, and they start seeing and sensing something isn't right when they're in the restaurant. And then Hawks is like telling the lady, like with the coffee, he's like, get back. The monster comes out, destroys the window, and then the monster pretty much is like, who is the strongest? And then Endeavor starts attacking with his fire powers. And then he's like, I'm here, blah blah blah. Hawks get everybody safety, make sure make sure everyone gets out and stuff like that. And then Endeavor, and it pretty much stops at where Endeavor and the Namu, or the monster, whatever it is you want to call it, they're about to fight, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. And then we get into a preview where this is pretty much the last episode. This is a 30-second preview of the episode where Endeavor's about to fight the monster, and it looks like it's be epic brawl. Again, if you read the manga, you kind of know what's going to happen, but overall, if you're just watching the anime, you're going to have a fun time watching it. And I do think this is going to be one of the best episodes in the season, because My Hero Academia Season 4, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it for what it is. But again, I've read the manga, so I'm a little bit different. You know, I mean, when you read the manga, it's a little different for you compared to an animator when you're just watching the anime. But the season was pretty good. I liked it. I think it was good for what it is, and I think the first. I'm saying I really like the season. I do think there's some flaws with it. I do like when they fight, but when they go back to school, it's kind of like, this gets kind of boring. This kind of gets dragged out a little bit. So that's like the main issue with My Hero Academia. But overall, the next episode next week, I'm gonna review about it. It's pretty much gonna be a straight brawl fist fight type episode. So it's not going to be really much of talking. It's just going to be pretty much Endeavor and the monster pretty much fighting. So that's pretty much going to be my review pretty much next week. So if you guys want to have a feel of what I'm going to kind of say, check it out next week. I will do a video about it and a review obviously about it as well. So this is pretty much the episode review. Tell me what you guys think. Are you guys going to watch the episode? Are you guys not watching it? Let me know in the comment section below. I know a lot of people aren't really watching My Hero Academia anime like that compared to like the other animes like the Naruto's, the Dragon Ball Z's, the Bleaches and stuff like that, because My Hero gets really good, then it gets in the middle. It doesn't get bad. It's just like, it's just like you go from war and destruction, and then you go back to school, and then you go from war to destruction, and then back to school. So it's hard to keep people interested like that. So I understand why My Hero Academia anime doesn't. It isn't as not saying it's not as appealing, but it doesn't. It's like a turn on and turn off light switch type anime. So I can see like people are just like, I like it, but then it gets this and it gets dragged down and things like that. So I can understand why there isn't as big of a hype with the anime. At least they did at least with the overhaul and the Deku fight. That's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care. And also, the episode next week, it's going to be fire. It's going to be tight. So make sure you watch the episode and make sure you come back and watch my review as well. Take care.